All right, hello. Shall we get started? Can y'all hear me? Awesome, cool. I've used Ring Central, the platform, before, but I haven't used it in a while, so I wanted to make sure I set everything up correctly. All right, let's begin. Welcome to Empower Education, AI Integration for Neurodiverse Students. I'll introduce myself and the organization that I work for. We're going to briefly talk about AI and neurodiverse students. And then I will share a chatbot that I made that teachers in our organization use and let you know a little bit about why we use it. Then we'll do a collaborative activity. And at the end, there will be time for a Q&A. So the organization that I work for is called Tech Kids Unlimited. It's an educational NYC-based nonprofit that teaches technology and computational thinking to neurodiverse youth, teens, and young adults through a work readiness lens. We have our work-based learning workshops, which are more about teaching real-life work skills, and often students get to work on real client projects. And then we have our technology workshops, which are more fun, informal, and just they're about learning the tech skills in an inclusive environment. Then who am I? I am Ray Barish. I'm TKU's curriculum and learning manager. I have a little over 8 years experience when it comes to teaching neurodiverse students. And I have experience in creating and adapting curriculum, including a course to help neurodiverse students prepare for the FAA Part 107 exam. So I have this entire curriculum that teaches students how to become a drone pilot. Now, before we dive into the teacher side, I wanted to talk a little bit about AI and neurodiverse students. And the main thing that I have come to realize is that we need students to understand that AI is a tool, right? So a tool is neither good nor bad. It's all about how you use it. And, I've found that AI can be super helpful when it comes to simplifying research by summarizing long articles. I think that's a really useful use of it. Organizing weekly schedules, breaking tasks down into smaller steps. And I'm going to share this tool with you because I think it is super helpful. This is something that you can use right off the bat. Also, I will be checking the chat. I see Kelly's asking about my definition of neurodiverse. So we in Tech Unlimited, we use the word neurodiverse to mean the idea that there's no correct way for someone's brain to work. And everyone is different. Everyone has different learning preferences. And we often use the word neurodiverse to mean a variety of different conditions, including autism spectrum, ADHD, OCD, dyslexia, dyscalculia, sensory processing issues, and anyone that has any overlap or a combination of those. So I'm going to put Goblin Tools in the chat real quick because I think it's a great tool. It's an AI tool where you can ask it to break down any task into really small steps, and I think it's super helpful. So another tool that we use is Fathom. It's fathom.video. It's really helpful for Zoom meeting notes. I'm going to share this one as well. And we use this in our own meetings, but also in certain workshops that we run. it just ends up being super helpful. And I also just wanted to emphasize, I feel like every conversation about AI needs to include the aspect of ethics, right? Like we want our students to be aware and thinking about privacy, bias, autonomy, fairness, the idea of the person in the loop, how a person should always have the final say when it comes to decisions made by AI, and always engage students in these sorts of conversations, have them consider questions like how can this technology be improved and what responsibilities should developers have when they are making these tools. So what about the teacher's perspective? And I'll be checking the chat for this. What are some ways that teachers can use AI tools to enhance their work? Are there any tools that you use? Are you enthusiastic about using AI? Do you have any concerns? Um, let me, I can share the slide deck, yes. All right, slides are in the chat. Sonia really likes Brisk AI. Tell me more about that. I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. And if anyone else wants to answer in the chat about what AI tools you like, or if you have any concerns. Heather uses School AI. Mike uses Claude, ChatGPT, Magic School AI. Nice. I will be writing down these ones. I'm familiar with Claude, ChatGPT, and I believe Magic School AI. I know someone who's really into Claude, and a friend of mine, he says that it's even better than ChatGPT. So that's cool. School AI, teacher account only, which is nice for issues with EdLaw 2D, no PII shared. Cool. So if you want to keep the answers coming, I'll be checking the chat periodically. Tier says, interested in learning about different platforms. I work with Skillstruck. Heather says, it created individual chatbots with guardrails for students. It also has other uses, but that is the one I'm really excited about. That's awesome. I hope that we'll get to make a chatbot in this session today. So maybe you can add PlayLab, which is what we'll be using, to your roster of useful AI. I'm really interested in what you've been doing with creation of them. All right, so let me tell you about this chatbot that I made. It's called NATE, which stands for Neurodiversity, Accessibility, Tech, and Education. It's made using the PlayLab platform, and it's meant to help teachers come up with accessible tech projects. And then it can help come up with instructions for those projects if the teacher so desires. So I did this when I attended a professional learning community that was held by PlayLab and Array. And we were tasked with creating a chatbot style tool that would help our workplaces. And as the curriculum and learning manager, I'm always looking for ways to improve the experiences of the teachers I supervise. And I thought of what questions do I get the most? And is there a way that I can help streamline the curriculum development process for the teaching artists that I manage. So Nate is powered by GPT-4. You can give it highly specific instructions, which are typed into the chat instructions box. It gets information from the internet. So I don't believe it accesses information in real time. I think it's based on the last update. But still, there's a lot of information out there. And since PlayLab is designed for educators, it filters out anything inappropriate right off the bat. And I worked on multiple iterations of Nate, and I tested it with our educators. I implemented their feedback. There's like so many project versions of this because I wanted to create a tool that they would want to use and that would benefit them. So feedback included making sure that all the sites that the chatbot recommends are real sites, incorporating additional pedagogies into the instructions. I believe we currently have it incorporate universal design for learning, project-based learning, design thinking, explicit instruction, and connected learning. And getting additional suggestions if they don't like the 5 projects it recommends. Something that was kind of funny during testing is that I made it very specifically for tech projects because we're like a tech education organization. So teachers realized that if they put like, I'm teaching a lesson about how to make a sandwich, it would still try to turn it into a tech project. So that kind of specificity can be quite helpful or humorous in that case. So Kelly says, I'm deeply concerned that young neurodivergent people who are already underserved in schools will be handed a device and forgotten. There are a lot of ethical and technical concerns about AI integration, especially generative AI integration in edtech platforms that remain. So I worry about falling into a mindset that AI is the magic bullet. Yeah, for sure. I'm very much on the same page. That's also why I keep emphasizing that it's a tool. It's not the end all be all of education. It's something that is there to enhance your experience, not to replace it, whether you're a student or a teacher. I am a little bit cautious about the extreme enthusiasm for it that I see sometimes. I feel like we need to have approach it with a level-headed, critical thinking sort of perspective. And I will take this into account. I'm gonna screenshot your comment actually, because I think it's something that we should definitely address. So thank you for bringing it up. I also wanted to emphasize that, this chatbot doesn't do the teacher's entire job for them. Like if I had to create a chatbot that, it made their entire curriculum and all their slides and it taught the class for them, that is not the ideal experience. I feel like the human aspect of teacher-student interaction is extremely important. So why PlayLab instead of something like ChatGPT? The fact that you can customize for your target audience, you can design it to focus on specific topics, like including to the degree that if you try to derail it, it will return to your specific topic. You can use it to create interactive study guides and quizzes, which I think is pretty cool. And you can streamline your user flow to a pretty specific degree in the sense that you can be like, first, ask this, then ask this, and just really guide that interaction. Which also leads me to why Nate at all? Like, why do the teachers not just want to make their own work? No, it's not that at all. So our part-time teaching artists often have other jobs. They have other projects that they're working on, and I just want to make their lives easier. And I want them to spend more energy interacting with the students, building those positive relationships and helping students work on social skills. And the tech projects are a vehicle for that. So they're still using their teaching skills. It just redistributes what they spend time and effort on. And I think, spending more energy just like being in the classroom rather than sitting at home and agonizing of like, what should I do, this project with the class or should I do this project with the class? Sometimes just outsourcing that indecision makes it easier to pick something and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Because if we're learning video editing skills, they can be making a music video, they can be making a short documentary. It's the fact that the skill is being learned and that the teacher is connecting with the students based on something that the students are interested in. All right, I'm gonna check the chat again before we try it out. So let's take a look at Nate in action, and then I'll show you the back end of it. All right. So it starts with, hello, I'm Nate, a tech project brainstorm tool. What topic are you teaching? Does someone want to volunteer a topic? It can be any tech topic. Like coding, video editing, graphic design, physical computing. Jill says, demystify how AI works. Is that the tech topic, or is that something that you're asking me? Topic. Okay, cool. Let's try it with demystify how AI works, and then the next one that we try, we'll do conditional statements. Great topic. To tailor the project ideas, could you please let me know the age group of your students? Middle school. Cool. Thank you. And then do you have a specific software or platform in mind that you'd like to use for these projects? I'll just to like show you a bit more of the tool, I'll say I need suggestions. No problem. So here are some software suggestions that are free, accessible in browser, and suitable for middle school students. Then it suggests Scratch, Teachable Machine, Google Colab, Glitch, and Canva. And then it gives you 5 project ideas related to demystifying AI for students. So let's say that, and then at the end it asks, would you like help coming up with any step-by-step instructions for any of these projects? And then let's say the second one, because I was actually playing around with Teachable Machine earlier this year. So yeah, and then it gives you the materials, it gives you steps, but it doesn't like fully give you the steps. Like for the introduction, it suggests that you explain what the tool is and then show the images. And then there's adaptations for different learning preferences, because as part of UDL, you want to have multiple means of representation and multiple means of participating in the lesson. So yeah, I've had teachers use this tool. They say it is quite helpful. So I can show you what it looks like from the back end. And you can give it really specific instructions. Like I like to start off with a role. We have the pedagogies, and then here is the, like we streamline the user flow by asking the chatbot to ask the questions in a specific order. And then here's just the rest of my instructions. And like the very first iteration of this was just like your chatbot designed to help teachers at an after school program come up with projects for neurodiverse students. So yeah, just, it was a very iterative process. So now let's build a chatbot together. We've done this with our students as well. Like we made a chatbot where it's like Santa Claus teaches you how to play chess. And then we made one that was like an alien teaches you about ethics. So what kind of chatbot would immediately improve your life? Or, let me do like a second demo real quick about the conditional statements. So we can restart it. For age group, let's say middle school again. And then I need suggestions. Let's say we want to do Blockly just because I haven't used that one before. And also, if anyone ever wants to use Nate for fun or in your own classrooms, here's the link to it. What were the Santa and alien examples again? They sounded interesting. Yeah, let me show you. So we made Santa Claus teaches you how to play chess, and chatbot imitates a human. So this was made in collaboration with students. So it's you are Santa Claus, you are teaching children and teens how to play chess. You bring children presents for Christmas. You wear a red suit. You're friendly to mostly children. You like to eat chocolate chip cookies and milk. You have to be in character as Santa Claus as much as possible. But also you are a chess grandmaster. You teach us the fastest way to win. And then you have an alter ego as the Grinch who teaches you the fastest way to lose, and there's a 50% chance of responding as the Grinch. So if we want to test it out, hi, I'm Santa Claus. Would you like to learn how to play chess? Catch this chessboard. Yes, I want to learn. Okay, and then it teaches you how to play chess. And then there was also, I can show you the alien one. Yeah, so this one was all about like valuing community and knowledge. Also made in collaboration with a group of students. Mike says it's too bad Playlab is blocked on my school Wi-Fi right now. I'll have to play along later. Yeah, I think I hope you get to check it out. We have 20 minutes left. We could work on a chatbot together. Does anyone have anything that they would want to make a chatbot about? It can be something for educators, but it can also be something for students. Like I know someone who used Playlab to make like a conflict resolution chatbot for students that helps them work through different scenarios. How to predict the outcomes of a championship such as March Madness. All right, let's test it out. Let's see if we can do that. Let's call it championship predictor. So let's start with the chatbot's background. We can start with you are an expert in, I imagine, predicting the outcomes of championships, or your role is to predict the outcomes of championships. You are talking to whoever the audience would be. Heather says it's not yet open to the public. I just requested access. Yeah, I think as of now you have to request access, or you have to do one of their professional learning communities, which are free, and you just like learn how to use it and test out the chatbots of the people in your cohort. So for this, we could put you're an expert in predicting the outcomes of championships. Is there any other background information that we want to give the chatbot? Would you need to be specific, such as the teams that are playing? Yeah, I think we could put that in the workflow streamline. So let's say like first ask which teams are playing. Heather says the PLC is not until January 5th. Yeah, I think that might be the next one. I know they run it like a couple times a year. But if you can go, it could be cool. Shannon says, I would have no idea, honestly. I was just trying to appeal to my students who are sports fans. Well, let's try it out. And if it doesn't work, we'll modify it. After they respond, then I would say maybe like compare the team's track records. Next, make a prediction based on historical data. So let's try this as it is now. Welcome to Championship Predictor. Are you ready to get started? Yes. Okay, which teams are playing the championship? Give me 2 teams. Let's do Yankees versus Red Sox. So it compares their track records. And then the prediction is that the Yankees might have a historical advantage, but the Red Sox might also win. I think that could be pretty interesting. Jill says, I missed how you got into this mode. So to build an app, if you go to your workspaces and your team, and then click on new app, it gives you like the back end of the app. And then you name it, you add a description, and then you create it. You can also publish apps to have them be public. Like for example, the Nate one that I made is public, anyone can use it. But the ones that we made with the students are not public. So you need to have the specific link to it to use it. Do we want to add anything to the championship predictor, or do we want to try out creating another chatbot? In the theme of Space Jam, so making the championship predictor more Space Jam themed. Give me more details. I think this could be cool. I think like the idea of making customized chatbots for students are like, especially if they are really strongly interested in something, it could be pretty cool. Like here's, all the characters from Lord of the Rings helping you study for your test. From the viewpoint of Space Jam characters, incredible. So you always take the viewpoint of Space Jam characters. You are completely in character the entire time. What are some Space Jam characters? I don't think I've actually seen this movie, but I know students often enjoy it. It's like Looney Tunes characters, right? Your options include but are not limited to Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, etc. Answer the questions exactly as they would and include quotes from the movie. All right, let's try it. All right, to get started, yes. Which teams are playing the championship? Let's do Yankees versus Red Sox again. So I feel like it's currently taking the viewpoint of someone who quotes Space Jam characters. Um, so I think we have to say you are a Space Jam character who is an expert. Let's see if this makes it more specific. So it's still saying as Bugs Bunny would say. So maybe let's say you are Bugs Bunny in Space Jam. Okay, I can't convince the chatbot that he is Bugs Bunny, um, but maybe you'll have better luck than me. um, you are Marvin the Martian. You are Bugs Bunny as a sportscaster. All right, so Heather, you got it when we added as a sportscaster. Now it's like actually in character as Bugs Bunny. Okay. Yeah, that's why it's like such an iterative process where it can definitely take a minute to get the exact responses that you want. But I think it's pretty fun to play around with and like try to get it to embody a specific character that is helping your students out. So in the last couple minutes, we have time for Q&A. I also have all my info up if you want to visit the TKU website, if you want to ask Tech Kids Unlimited or me about anything. Yeah, so Tom says at 12 p.m. we're heading right into the main room for the CS District Leaders panel. So if you have any final questions, thoughts, or concerns, let me know. And I hope this was fun. I feel like it was a bit of a quiet session, but that can be cool as well. And thank you to everyone who participated. Yeah, thank you all for being here. I'm gonna react to everyone's thank yous because I think this was pretty cool. And if anyone wants the link to the championship predictor, I can publish it and send you the link to it if you want to play around with it more. Because you can remix projects, you can like edit or remix other people's projects. Which is also a way to learn. Thank you. All right, I'll see you all in the main room.